Alright, good afternoon. I am out in the backyard again. Another summer. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but I'm out here with the kids and I'm reading a book, and it's a book about Billy Graham. It's called Just As I Am. And there was a part in there that I thought was very significant. It said that he mentioned a man by the name, let me get his name, of Herbert J. Taylor. Now, I'm not sure if you've ever heard of him. I've never heard of him. But anyway, what he says about Herbert J. Taylor was one of the godliest gentlemen that he has ever known. Can you imagine that if Billy Graham said that about you? One of the godliest men or one of the godliest women that he had ever known. And you know what Herbert was? Mr. Taylor was a chairman of a company. He wasn't a pastor. He wasn't a missionary. He wasn't an evangelist. He wasn't any of the fivefold gifts that we read about in the Bible. He was a businessman, yet he was one of the godliest men that Billy Graham knew. So I just wanted to give you some encouragement today that your level of godliness doesn't depend on what job you do. It doesn't depend on whether you feel God has called you to be a pastor or a missionary or evangelist. Your level of godliness is dependent upon you. The Bible talks about how there are vessels of honor and honorable use and dishonorable use. Hang on, I got a popsicle delivery. In just a second, buddy. And you know how it is up to us to decide how we're going to do that, how far we want to go. And to me, I just found that very encouraging. Which one's mine? Okay, thanks. To me, I just found that very, very encouraging, because it's like, well, it doesn't matter if I'm just staying at home with the kids, being a stay-at-home mom and teacher, or whether I'm a business owner, or whether I'm a missionary, or whatever it is. Those things don't determine how godly I become. I determine how godly I become. I determine how I act. I determine what influences I put in. So things like reading the Bible, praying, fasting, spending time in prayer, those are all things that we can do on a regular basis to become a godly person. And that really is one of the true marks. You know, it's not about the job you hold or the title that you hold. It's about how close to God you are. That's the most important thing. I recently released a book, and one of the things I mentioned in that book, you can find it on Amazon, by the way. Anyway, one of the things that I mentioned, in that book is, the mark of maturity, your maturity in Christ. It isn't by how much sin you can handle, but it's rather how much like Christ that you are. And I feel like that's very representative of, what I read in this book. It doesn't matter, like I said, how much sin you can handle, or if you can watch a bad movie, or whatever the case may be. That's not the mark of your maturity in Christ. The mark of our maturity in Christ is how much like Christ we are. So I encourage you to take some time today, do what you can today to take steps to be closer to Christ. All right, that's it. Bye.